So, believe it or not, everything essentially fit. I'm completely 100% moved out of the big 10 by 25 storage unit. I got things in the small 10 by 10 or 5 by 10 climate controlled unit. It's full of stuff that I don't need to go through. Daughter's clothes, her old toys, 8 tubs full of Blu-ray and DVD that I don't need to worry about yet. And there's some other incidentals, like speakers and things like that. But I haven't made too much of a dent in the VHS over here quite yet. I'm working on other things. But in this box here, we have like 10 of these, 10 plastic reels. Those are projection reels, obviously, for 35mm film. Down in that shipping canister is actually 3 or 4 reels of the original Halloween from 1978. However, actually, I wonder if I can open it up. Other side. I bought this print off of eBay 7 or 8 years ago. And it is completely, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 reels in there because the 5th reel is somewhere else that I've been working on. But this print is like completely destroyed by water damage. I'd say probably say 25% of it's damaged by water damage. But this is what I use to take long strips of, cut it up, and make film frame bookmarks. So I have about, I'd say 2 million bookmarks I can make out of that. But yeah, this print's really worse for wear. And I don't know if you guys have smell-o-vision, but this print has pretty bad. It's not horrible, but it's been going, it's not moldy, but it's definitely got the vinegar syndrome. As you can smell the vinegar coming off of it from the emulsion decaying, essentially. But on a good note, over here is a 35mm print of Halloween 4 that I bought in 2014, I think. And here's the reel of trailers I think I ran on my birthday, one of the last big projection events I did at one of my last theaters. Another spare reels, but I'll tell a story about this Halloween 4 print from the archive episodes at some point. But what I'm doing with these film reels is I got this little kind of white little hooks. So I'm starting to test one there. I'm going to string film reels all around here. At least do it over there. Just to have that ambiance of reminding me of when I was a projectionist. Because obviously we got film splicer. This one I forget where I got that one. Maybe Marketplace or I don't know. I think it might have been one that was in the basement of one of my old theaters that they got from a different theater that we just never used, but the one back there is one I used. So I got this station set up pretty well. I've been utilizing it already. So I'm going through all my actual own VHS. I did a series of videos about my childhood VHS that you've seen on the channel, potentially. And then I'm using this little deal down here, this Clear Click, which is an amazing purchase. Best $120 I ever spent. So the VCR and the Super Nintendo both feed into the switcher box, and the switcher box feeds into this. So whatever I play, VHS or DVD, or if I switch over to the Super Nintendo, I can record to an SD card, and then it feeds out into the TV. So that's been fun. But what I've been doing is working on a channel that I had years ago called VHS Rip, where I'll take a VHS, like that one. I'll pop it in, hit play, hit record, and I'll record everything from the beginning of the trailers all the way up to the start of the movie and then stop. And I'll be like, that'll be a video like previews from The Crow's Seat of Angels. Because a lot of people like me who came up with this kind of stuff, we have like weird nostalgic thing where I could tell you pretty much every preview on most of these tapes. I watched them so many times. But then I'll also record like the title card of a movie. And that'll be like little 5, 6, 7 clips that I'll use in another video when I talk about the VHS tape. I'll insert the movie for the title, and then I'll take all those previews that are one big chunk, and I'll chop them up in individual pieces and upload individually. So this stack is all pretty much done. I just need to redo inspection videos on all of them because I'm starting that whole channel over from scratch. Over here are ones that I've got previews and or movie titles off of, so they're good to go. I just need to drop them here, get a picture of the cover, then they go over there. and then I take the SD card footage or whatever, stick it in there, and do all my editing. But been pretty busy. Today is a Friday, the 30th, I think. I just got out of storage, completely done, like I said. Everything's here, so I don't have to worry about moving anything anymore for the time being. And so this is my first weekend in like 2 months where I don't have to focus on anything but tidying up this place. Oh, another thing I got out of storage down here. This is my 1984 Macintosh that I had as a kid. My granddad had it, my uncle had it, and they gave it to us. We had it, we used it probably into the early 90s for a while. Actually, I remember typing up like film screenplays or like transcribing, watching movies and typing it up on this thing in like 96, 97. So I had this thing for a while. And then we swapped it out for a Power Mac 7100, which I still have the base of. It's in storage, but I don't have a monitor for it. And that thing, Harry Potter, no, I think it's DVD preview. Yep, on video and DVD. That's cool. Whatever tape I'm on, this is something from like the early 2000s, recorded off TV. So, and then this over here is my 2005 eMac. I bought this from CompUSA. You remember those? And I used this thing from 2005 all the way up to pretty much 2008 or 9. Because in 2008 and 9, I got my laptop from my granddad. It became my primary computer. And then made this one. My daughter used to use it. I used to have it like on a coffee table in her old apartment, and she could walk in. She's like 1.5. She could walk in, hit the button on the back, it'd start up, open up iTunes, and she could click and start playing Wally. So actually, I plugged it in earlier, turned it on. It still works. This one still works. Dark Castle's inside. Still has my scores from 1987 on it. But this one's still called the Zoe Mac from when I had it for her. But I'm actually surprised this one works. This was on the floor of a basement when it flooded. And so I thought it was going to get a little messed up, but it works. So I got all the hookups. So again, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bins of CDs. Nuts. VHS I'm still going through. Legs. Got these cleaned up. So these go to this. This is a tall 4-top table that I got from Black Dog when they remodeled in 2016, I think, 2016 or 17. Because I remember I was with my girlfriend at the time. We drove out. We were living up north in the loft, or maybe we were up on the houses. I don't know. And one of the guys from Black Dog texted me. He said, "Hey, come to Black Dog. We got something for you." So I drove up there, and they had one of these tables ready for me. I did remember we put it in one of the houses, like this what we call the book nook, up in one of the houses. But then it's pretty much been dismantled since 2018. It's been in storage, so it's got pretty dusty. But I'm going to take it to some place that does like wood refinishing. I'm going to have them sand it all down and then restain it like a darker color, closer to like a dark black under espresso. But it's like people's like initials and stuff are carved in it, and you know, I think in Black Dog originally had maybe 3 of these. I'm trying to think. They had 3 by the front. I mean, they've remodeled so many times, but I sat at those 3 tables for hours upon hours, hundreds of hours, between 2004 and 2015. For like 10 years, I sat and wrote, books and books and books on these tables. So it's cool having one of these. But once this gets wiped out, and I get like some sort of shelves up against that wall to stack everything on, then we'll actually have a dining room space here. That'll become the dining room table, and I'll get some tall chairs to go with it. But not too much has changed. I actually have some food in my refrigerator. Got some bread, tuna packets. I've been making my own mayonnaise. I know it kind of looks gross, but I've been making my own mayonnaise with avocado oil. It's been really, really good. But slowly getting there. I got my overnight oats prepped, so I'm going to eat one in the morning. I'll take one, pour more milk in it, boom. Sits for a day, good to go. And this is the fun part. See this? A wall of VHS. I don't know if I showed this on one of the videos before. Maybe I sent a video to a friend of mine, but all the blank VHS tapes or all the dub tapes of stuff off TV that were like sitting here and here, I took off all the cardboard sleeves and threw those away. And there's actually, the remainders are down in there. Those are the ones I'm going through right now. But it fits perfectly between this door jamb frame and over there. I wish I could stack some, like one more row, or at least go vertically, but I can't. But These are, didn't even count them, but I don't know how many hundreds, 200, more than that, tapes that are just all, who knows what, taped off randomness. So every night before bed, when I'm actually sleeping here and not at my job, I'll pop a tape in, make sure it's rewound, hit play, hit record, and I'll go to bed. Because it records up to 6 hours in like 3 hour or three 2 hour chunks down there, and that thing will just keep recording for however long until I shut it off in like 2 hour chunks. And then like if I get up and go to work, if a tape's done, I'll take it out, pop another one in, hit play, hit record, go to work. So I'm pretty much recording to that thing pretty much nonstop all the time. So I'm gonna eventually need to go through all those. Because what I'm gonna do with these are for another channel called Thrift Rips, because all these VHS tapes I got from the thrift store, I'm cutting out all the commercials. So I'll take like a tape, like this is what I'm calling tape 8. It could be 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, depending on the quality of the tape that they recorded on, the recorded speed. And if it's like a movie like this or a TV show, I'm cutting out the movie, cutting out the TV show, but I'm keeping all the commercials in between. So just condensing it down, and then that'll be like a video like tape 8, and just be 45 minutes of random commercials. And if I go crazy, then I'll take each commercial and cut them up too. But I don't know. I'm trying not to put too much effort into it, because like that's a channel I can't monetize. But nothing else has changed outside of that besides this sweet VHS wall. So this is great because it's actually pretty sturdy. They're not going to fall over. That way I can keep them here until I need them, and they're not really in the way, and I don't have to go to storage to get them out. Room could be a little bit better. I haven't really spent much time in here besides just sleeping when I can. One of these days I'll spend an actual afternoon in here with something going and just work on books, but I haven't done that yet. Been pretty busy. That's the update. Maybe we'll do another one at some point. Getting there. Peace.